Alright, quick little video, but obviously I'm a little bit behind on this, but you know, it is what it is. Content machine rolls. So we have some kit changes. Mainly for the most part, it is just going to be warding, and we'll go ahead and talk about what exactly all this is going to mean once we go through all these characters. So first up is going to be Evanescia. We have a change to her skill. Before it said, you know, she'd be dealing 100 or 240% of her attack to a designated target. Now it's just to one designated enemy. Still same amount of punchline, so still same amount of damage to the single enemy as well as adjacent enemies. It makes a little more sense. E1 has changed now. Just changing the wording from stacks to points makes a lot of sense because certified banger is considered as points rather than stacks, but still the same premise is there. Moving over to Silver Wolf, we have a lot of changes here. So we are still going to be needing the 40 or 80 hidden ranking points in order to enter her invincible player state, that being the massive ultimate ability as well as advanced action herself. Now, while possessing certified banger, each time an ally target with zone consumes one skill point, there's a chance to trigger one time Silver Wolf's premium supply mystery box. We can see here that that has changed to when holding. It's not going to be when possessing. Now it's going to be just one time instead of one instance. Makes a lot of sense. And you have the possibility of triggering one of the following effects, right? That is going to be the big floppy or big flipping sword rather than super mega ultra sword. I kind of like the jumble wording of all that. And then the bombastic egg bomb and funky flavor. And then, you know, everything else is still going to be the same. And the final effect right there is if the target is defeated before triggering, this effect triggers on the enemy target that just entered instead of the newly entered. So it's just minor word changes. Now the trace it's just like a capital, which doesn't make any sense. So again, it's just wording. Nothing has essentially changed as of this moment for both of the characters, and I do foresee this actually changing quite a bit when we get into version 2. Keep in mind, this is just I'm sorry, version 3. This is version 2 of the beta, so it's just minor wording changes, make it a little more coherent and make it a little more, you know, making more sense. But once we start getting into V3 and V4 and possibly V5 if we even have that, I do think some of the kit is going to be changing for both characters. But at this current instance, not a whole lot has changed. We also do have some Elation MC stuff, but I do plan on covering that a little bit later once we get a little more to the, you know, formalized and completed kit stuff. Then I'll talk about build guides and, you know, just go more in depth with them. But I do think in version 4.2 these two are the main heavy hitters when it comes to people who, you know, are actually interested in characters. But yeah, it's just minor wording changes.